Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to where you're at in the world. This is Fiber Strike 95 Flight Simulation. And today, guys, well, we're doing two legs today. That's right, we're doing two legs today of our journey for Firefly Air. We're gonna do two very important legs. So we're gonna actually go from Springfield to Tulsa today. And we're also going to make a pit stop here at Joplin so we can get the achievement done. So our nav map for today, we have quite a few really interesting landmarks around here as well. So today we're actually going to go through 4 states today on our Route 66 journey. So we're first going to go ahead and take off here from Springfield, Branson, which is just outside Springfield. We get back onto I-44. This one, the first leg will be kind of short. We're going to travel through our plan here. So from here, we're going to go travel straight through I-44, pass through a bunch of historic Route 66. We'll be going through Phelps and Albatrossville, Rescue. We'll just be going through here. Then we'll be heading to Carthage, Missouri. We'll be visiting the Battle of Carthage State Historic Site, along with other areas here in Carthage. And then from Carthage, we'll be heading down over here through the 66 Drive-In Theater here, and head our way over to Webb City and then Joplin Regional for the first stop of our trip for today's stream. Then from Joplin, we head back over to Joplin, Missouri, downtown, explore a little bit about Joplin, and then from there, we'll be heading to Galena in Kansas. Yes, we crossed the border into Kansas today. And then from Kansas, we'll go over to Riverton, through the Rainbow Bridge, all the way down to Baxter Springs, then cross the border into Oklahoma through Cowpaw. We go through Cowpaw, and then we go through Commerce, Oklahoma, the home of Mickey Mantle. By the way, you guys ever heard of the legendary baseball outfielder? And then we'll be going through Miami, Oklahoma, the capital of the Miami Tribe of Oklahoma. Going down through Route 66, we'll be visiting Afton. Then we visit Veneta. Then keep going through a bunch of the routes. Heading over to Chelsea. Then we take a detour and we visit Ed Galloway's Totem Pole Park on just outside of Foyle. Go through Sequoia. Visit Claremore, the famous place known for Will Rogers, the famous entertainer and pilot, by the way. Going through here, we'll be visiting through Catoosa and visit the famous Blue Whale of Catoosa, a very famous Oklahoma Route 66 landmark. Then once we get over here, we'll turn here and make our way over to Tulsa International Airport. And right there is also the Tulsa Air and Space Museum. We'll be taking a visit there until Sunday. So yeah, we got quite a bit of flying to do today. It's great to see all you here. Red Dragon, always good to see you, my friend. Just gotta put everything back in my binder. So, our plane for today is actually a recently new plane that just came out like a week ago. But it's actually one of the best little biplanes you can get in the sim. It's one of my favorites. And it is actually going to be the de Havilland DH-62 Tiger Moth. It's a Tiger Moth, actually. Very cool plane as well. So let's talk about the Tiger Moth, shall we? This iconic 1930s biplane was first introduced back in 1932. It went all the way into service until 1959, but it was made by de Havilland Aircraft Company, operated by the Royal Air Force and its fellow nations in the British Empire. And it's still a very popular plane for civilians to this day. They use it often as a targeting drone, a patrol plane, and most importantly as a trainer. Easy to fly, and it has well-controlled inputs. This plane can actually go, it's a little slow, but it can go to a max cruise speed of 95 knots. It can cruise at mostly 58 knots. Powered by a de Havilland Gypsy Major engine, which is 130 horsepower, with a range of 262 nautical miles and a service ceiling of 13,000 feet. Pretty nice. So let me go ahead and put this on my So let's go ahead and put the plane on my layering monitor. So this plane definitely is interesting. You could choose to auto start the plane, but we're actually going to go follow the checklist for today. Or we have this really cool little tablet here. Let's look at this. It's a very in-depth little plane. If you like the Stearman, but it's a very much in-depth. And Ewald, good to see you, my friend. So let's start with our. There's so many different ways we can. There's so many ways we can change the preference of a plane. We can change our wheel cover. But yeah, there's so many ways we can just change this plane. We just change back. You just we turn on the carburetor. We turn on the co-pilot magnetos. We just turn them on just a little quick. We can click this to quick start. We've already got the magnetos. So what's really cool is in this mode, and what's really cool is you can go outside here and look at this. You can actually do a manual start like normal, but we're going to actually keep things normal. It is beautifully modeled. It's just great. I love this plane a lot. Now we just need to pull. And we did it, and we got the wind start. Nice. Yep, we got the plane nice and started. Beautiful. Yeah, nice and easy. Wheel chocks are off, and we can get this thing taxiing. Pretty simple. But this plane has more than just you can change the settings. You can also change your interior preferences too. Yeah, really easy to start off and start as well. So the runway we're going to take off here for today is we're going to go taxi and take off from runway 20. We're going to turn left. So guys, if you want to join with me today, I'm on the East USA server, by the way. I'm on East USA server, by the way. So you're more than free to join me on the server. And my airport is Kilo Sierra Golf Foxtrot, which is on your top right corner is the starting airport. So this is where we're going to be starting today. But yeah, this plane, despite being 15 bucks, is really deep. You can start manually, but you can also you can do the old-fashioned way, or you can start with the tablet, which is really cool. There's just a lot of depth to this plane, and there's just so many preferences you can go with. but it's a really in-depth plane for the price. Ants Airplanes makes this. You can get this on the website or Sim Market for around 16 euros, which is just great. So it's good to see you. So let's go ahead and get this thing taken off. And we did. Take it off at 31 knots. So we definitely got a really good view. So let's look, and we see Red Dragon with us. He's also in the same plane we are. Awesome. And we can even show off a GPS if we want to. We have our GPS here too. But we don't really need the GPS today. We got our nav map anyway. We're gonna go ahead and get this plane started. Nice and slow. Old-fashioned flying from the old-fashioned flying from the 1930s. This is beautiful. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today. And it's great to be with you guys today as well. So yes, we have an autopilot in this thing too, by the way, just like the Drifter. So we have our autopilot. We're going to go ahead and autopilot. Hold. Tank hold. Altitude. 1,000 feet. 1,800 feet. We're going to go to 2,500 feet. We're going to go 400 feet per minute. I mean, just beautiful, guys. And she sounds great too. I mean, Ants Airplanes did an absolutely bang-on job. It's like, I love their Drifter, but yeah, this is definitely a favorite of mine as well. Tiger Moth. I mean, this was a great freeware back at FSX. So we have Red Dragon CYRM is flying with us today. I appreciate you flying along, Red Dragon. It's great to it's great to have you in the air with me today. Yes, beautiful plane. So yeah, so we're going to be heading to our first waypoint here. We're just going to get back onto the road. Going at 75 knots. I can always decrease the speed if I need to. I'm going to go ahead and decrease the speed. I don't think we need to go too quick on this trip. But man, the view of this is awesome. Now, it's great to be back with you again. I missed your last few streams. You've been on holiday. Hey, I hope you actually enjoy your holiday, Red Dragon. I hope you actually enjoyed your holiday like I did with Alaska. I hope it went well. But yeah, it's great to have you with me, as always. So I also got this in the mail today. It's you guys haven't seen it. It's the Firefly Air Livery. Murph, Tuto Murphy gave this to me for free for all the admins. So I'll definitely be wearing it for the next couple of streams with it as well. But yeah, I absolutely love this little ultra. This biplane is just awesome. So much depth. Got radios, transponders. Oh. You can open the doors, though I would recommend opening the doors in the middle of the flight. But it's really cool because you can change it. You got vintage settings for your airspeeds. You got your knot settings. And of course, you also got your vintage stuff too, which is great. We're going to change to 269 degrees. So 269 is we're going to be staying for much of the course. Okay. So if you check down here, we see the road. We see the road to our left. Here's our road. I mean, that's just cool. You can zoom the camera like that. It's a really cool shot. So yeah, so it's good to have everyone here. So while we wait our way into Adelia, which is the first slide, why don't we discuss a few things with the news, shall we? If you guys don't mind, I know. So a couple things coming along since my last talk. NK Steers released Shannon on October 2nd, which is the world's first duty-free airport and one of the few Ireland airports that can do transatlantic flights. So India Fox Echo releases their N346 jet trainer, which is India Fox Echo. So basically, it's the updated version of the 339, which was one of the first paywork jets to make a new flight sim. Any builds released, Los Angeles International, LAX is out. Now, here's something that got into these have some really interesting news. Orbex. Yes, Orbex is coming out with a plane. The first one since the Fokker F7. Well, they're bringing in a brand new plane. It's a new STOL plane too. For some guys that never heard of this plane, it is a Pacific Aerospace 750X STOL. So basically, it's very similar in category to the Kodiak in the Caravan, but it has two different. One of the major differences between the two is it's actually a low wing STOL plane. Both the Kodiak and the Caravan are high wings. But this one is a low wing cargo plane, which is very cool. It's fully IFR capable, it says, but from Orbex, there's 4 variants with all the liveries. It's IFR capable. And there's even support for the TDS GTN NXI. And it also has an onboard tablet with working circuit breakers. And they said it's going to come out in the next few days for $25, which should be really interesting for guys who think the Kodiak was a bit too expensive, but still want a really good stall blade. I think the 750 could provide that value. So I'm very, very interested to see what Orbex, if it's any good, because that definitely is a plane I could consider. I've already had the Kodiak and the Twin Otter, so this should definitely be very interesting to have as a stall plane. So definitely very interested. And then there might be something else I'm going to probably get on Friday. You know, the guys at High Performance Group, the ones who made the freeware H-135 helicopter and the payware H-145. Well, they actually revealed their newest project, and that's going to come out on Friday. You probably saw this on Fabio's stream, but it is the hot air balloon. Yes, a hot air balloon is coming to Flight Simulator. I kid you not. But this one's really interesting. It actually performs like a real hot air balloon. You can actually control the altitude, but the cool thing about the balloon is it drifts toward the wind. So it's up to you to climb and obstacles. It also comes with 17 liveries, fully animated cockpits. It's designed for VR with FPS performances. It even has an autopilot and little nav map connection. Yes, it connects to little nav map. Plus realistic sounds, really fully integrated models, and fireworks. And all this comes for $15, by the way. And I'm definitely interested. I may want to try that. I may definitely want to get it though. Because if I'm thinking about it, if I do get it, maybe do a city tour of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Do a city tour of Albuquerque in the hot air balloon. Yes, and it runs on hot air. Yes, just like the real plane. Just like the real hot air balloon. Yeah, I'm definitely interested probably in that. I mean, for $15, and it comes with a lot of features and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely very interested to get it. And finally, Aerosoft, they actually just showed off their EFB for their A330, which is going to come out later this year. So yeah, this thing has its own on EFB system. So I'm definitely curious to see how Aerosoft does the A330, especially when in November we're going to get a free E310 from Anybuild. So this should be really interesting. And see how that is. So yeah, that's a bit of the news for today's thing. That is the news for a bit. Hope you guys actually like it. But man, the views here are really nice. So yeah, I'm definitely going to probably get the hot air balloon. The question is, what kind of stream would I want to do with a hot air balloon? That's my only question. Like, if I were to do a stream, maybe I do a city tour of Albuquerque, New Mexico, maybe go to Albuquerque, take off maybe from Coronado Airport, and from Coronado explore much of Albuquerque. That might be what I want to think about doing. The reason I say Albuquerque is because, well, the world's largest balloon festival is located in Albuquerque. Yeah, there's Red Dragon. Definitely very cool. Yeah, let's hope the 3.3 will support Navigraph charts. I think they did. Since Aerosoft feels to compete product without much success. Yeah, I guess so too. And especially considering the 310 is going to come out for free? That's really tough competition. I know the CRJ did come with Navigraph charts. Because I know that's what they did with the CRJ release. Was they had the Navigraph charts. That's at least from what I read. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today. I hope you guys are having a good day as well. So, yeah, I got some pretty big things going on as well. I actually worked on, I just finished working on something for Merch Channel and all that. Hey, Rodonico, good to see you. Good to see you, Rodonico. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, we're actually flying towards Joplin, Missouri today. We're gonna do 2 legs today because they're gonna be pretty short legs. So leg 1 is gonna be the shorter of the 2 routes. We're going from Springfield to Joplin, which should take around 50 nautical miles. So we should get there probably about pretty soon. And then the second one's around 112 nautical miles from Joplin to Tulsa. So we're going to fly over 3 states today: Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. We'll see. The video shows their own charts product. But I think they do. But like I said, I could be wrong. Going around 78 knots actually. We're going to 78 knots true airspeed, 81 knots normal airspeed. So we're just passing through the small village of Eatonville. Yeah, not much is going on. Like, it's Belf. Never mind. Navigraph confirmed. Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't do that. Like, that's what they did for the CRJ. So there's that. Yeah, this thing also just came out with an update earlier this morning, I believe. But yeah, this thing came out with an update, so don't forget to update your Tiger Mob because it just came with an email. I do like the nav data. Yeah, it's DH66. Hey, Devil Dude. Oh, good to see you, my friend. So yeah, we're flying this across Joplin, Missouri, and all that. Just gonna take it nice and slow. It's a nice slow Route 66 flight. There's Red Dragon and the DH. It's actually the E2 Tiger Moth. But man, she sounds so good. The Tiger Moth sounds really, really good. It is pretty straight here. Yep. It's straight, but we're following much of the historic Route 66. it's mostly straight and flat. So, like I said, there isn't much terrain to see until we get to possibly Albuquerque, around the Albuquerque area. Like in the west, we'll definitely see much more exciting scenery west. Like, we'll see much more exciting scenery out west. It's just this part of it is definitely more flat. Now I play for the USA as well as my world tour. Yeah, aren't all roads pretty straight in the US? Yeah. Like I said, it's mainly the east side of the US is mostly straight, like in the Midwest especially is straight. It's when you get to the west, western half of the US, it becomes much more curvy. When I'm there, I flew the Waypoint 1 to SpaceX. Oh, I just heard SpaceX was doing their astronauts to the space station today. Oh, I see Alpha One now is here too in the Tiger Mom. I see him out there. They are evil, but further west. I guess the Rockies may change view of the road constructions. Yeah, the Rockies were a big hindrance back in the old days. But that's in Florida. I flew over Texas. Ah, you're now over Texas. Yeah, the Lone Star State, Devil Dude. One of the larger U.S. states in both population and land size, though it's smaller than California in population, and it's much smaller than Alaska in terms of land area. So, by the way, guys, just like I always for the streams, I'm doing this over for Firefly Air, the main VA airline of the Totem River community. As your senior commander and proud member of the airline, if you like to join this free virtual airline, there's a link, but it's completely free. You don't have to pay anything for it. To join the virtual airline, all you have to do is 3 simple things. First, create your FS Hub account, which by the way is free. You don't have to pay anything for it. Which is completely free. You create your account, FS Hub. Go to Firefly Air if you want to search. Go look for the airlines or a quick link on the website. Then in the top left should be your pilot application. Submit it, and you'll just wait for one of the admins to get you in. Then you download an amazing freeware program for free again, the Land Rate Monitor. But the real magic with this is when you connect this to your FS Hub account, which will allow you to do logbook, web tracking, cabin announcements, and even a route player. And you can use you can even import routes from SimBrief or Little Navmap. And the last bit is FSUIPC or Exploit UIPC, depending on which platform, because Exploit can be using this too. So in a future update, you may not even need FSUIPC. And step 4, once you join, you're welcome to Firefly Air. And this is for you Xbox pilots. Yes, Xbox pilots can actually be part of this. You can submit a PIRAP, and you go down to your quick links on your crew page, under manual PIRAP, type in your flight number, your airplane ICAO code, your ICAO, both departure and arrival ICAO codes, your departure and arrival dates and times, and then submit. That's it. So yeah, nice and easy. Nice and easy way to join the virtual airline. So yeah, that is a bit about Firefly Air. If you guys have any questions with it, let me know. And I hope to answer your question to the best of my abilities as well. We're about 6 or about 6 nautical miles away from our first subject we're going to talk about here, our first slide of the slideshow. This is Avilia, Missouri. This rural village is located here in Jasper County. As of the 2020 census, it's around 103 people. Yes, it's small. But it's actually the 4th oldest settlement in the county, founded in 1856, and was platted out for public use in 1858 by Andrew L. Love and David S. Coleman. So, some people came to this region back in the 1830s, when pioneers visited the region. This used to be a hunting ground for the Osage Indian tribe that camped at the nearby Spring River. During the Civil War, this area was involved because Missouri was split over the Missouri Secession, because it was claimed by both the Union and Confederacy. And as a result, Confederate guerrillas attacked the town during the Civil War. And then during the Reconstruction era, it became a boom town during the time, due to the railroads and stuff. And then in the 1900s, there's the Bank of Avilia, which was in 1914, but it was known for an infamous kidnapping by the Irish O'Malley gang. And then during Route 66, it became part of the old Carthage Road for Route 66, and it kept business booming for that little town for a couple decades, with its own hardware store, lumber yard, and more. However, as of 1970 and going on, it's actually a living ghost town. It's one of the living ghost towns of Route 66, as it was never completely abandoned. But at the same time, not many people actually live here. Some notable people from around Avilia include Homer L. Hall, an award-winning American journalist, James M. Craven, the state representative of Missouri, and finally, Walter Stimmons, professor of journalism at the University of Connecticut. And that's some famous people from around here. There's even local folklore around Avilia, too. The Phantom Bushwhacker, which is an enduring ghost story here, involving the various hauntings of a ghost of a dead Confederate bushwhacker as a result of the legend. But definitely some very interesting little there. Hey, Dougal and Tavish, good to see you, Dougal. It's great to have you here, Dougal. Just flying the beautiful tiger moth over Missouri. We're going to do 2 legs today in the tiger moth, so should definitely be a fun flight. We have Alpha now and Red Dragon flying with us. I love this tiger moth, Dougal. It's great. Beautiful, beautiful flight. It's a joy to fly. A little slow, but definitely enjoyable to fly. Yeah, I love the livery too. The livery is beautiful on this thing. Like this thing comes with some really good liveries too. I was almost tempted to take the Mount Cook sightseeing one, which is another favorite of mine, but I picked this one because it's just classic. So we should be approaching Avilia. In fact, Avilia is right in front of us. The living ghost town, funnily enough. The living ghost town of Avilia. there is Living Ghost Town down below us. There's the ghost town of Avilia down below us. Population 103. Just beautiful. Just beautiful flying, guys. Just love it. So, Dougal, I want to ask you a question. Are you thinking about getting that hot air balloon on Friday? Are you thinking about even getting it in the first place? I don't know. I'm tempted because, I mean, how many times are we gonna ever get a hot air balloon to the place? Like, I have a few places in mind with it, like flying over New Mexico or a bunch of the American West with the hot air balloon. Maybe even do a city tour. I don't know. But I'm just interested to see where would I want to do with it. Yeah. Beautiful day today. Beautiful flying conditions today. Clouds are way above us. Just beautiful flight conditions. No, the hot balloon thing does not interest me much. Though I might get it for mile matching. I would love to get it. If I got it from a sweet thing, I would be happy. But I know they've got a lot for it. But yeah, I can understand it's not for everyone. And I might get it or might not get it depending on how I feel. I don't know, I may fly once, twice, but fair enough. There are more expensive once-in-a-lifetime things. Yeah, I've been in a real-life once-in-a-lifetime thing, being in the biplane, been in the Waco. Okay, guys, so now we talk about the next slide. I'm going to go ahead and talk about this. And this is the city of Carthage, Missouri. It is the county seat of Jasper County. Its nickname is America's Maple Leaf City, and that's because, well, you can find a lot of the maple stuff. In fact, the reason it's called the Maple Leaf, it's definitely pretty interesting why it got that nickname. But the thing about it, it's been around since 1841. It's named after the ancient city of Carthage, which was the capital of the Carthaginian civilization. By the time of the Civil War, 500 residents lived here. Now, this area grew rapidly after the Civil War thanks to the Missouri Western Railroad in 1872, along with foundry, furniture factory, and more. One Fortune 500 company was founded here, Leggett & Platt, L&P, is still based here, along with the nearby lead mines and limestone quarries, contributed to much growth here, and became one of the most prosperous towns in the area. And many of the residents poured their money to ornate Victoria-style homes, which is still part of the Carthage South District. There's still numerous local buildings named after the quarry, and those quarries are known as the Carthage Underground. And then during Route 66, when it came in the 1920s, for the time, the town saw a stream of cross-country traffic. And as a result, you can find the Bootsport Hotel there in Carthage. However, when Route 66 was rerouted, the town kind of fell a little bit, but then in the late 20th century, it became a big part of tourism, emphasizing its rich history, including the Civil War Battle of Carthage, Victorian architecture, and Route 66. It made it quite a major tourist town as well. In fact, the Battle of Carthage was actually the first official engagement in the entire Civil War, actually, was held here in Carthage. So to our left would be, is where the Battle of Carthage took place, is to our left, right here. In which the Confederates beat the Union soldiers during the Battle of Carthage. Though the Confederates did take more casualties than the Union soldiers. The notable people of Carthage include including Annie White Baxter, the first female county clerk in the U.S., Emily Blair, a suffragette and National Democratic Party leader. You have Carl Hubbell, legendary baseball Hall of Famer for the New York Giants. And Marlon Perkins, a longtime host of Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, Marlon Perkins. And like I said, there's quite a few famous people from here. Yeah, some pretty famous people from around Carthage, Missouri. I would say like Dev's getting a little polymodel just for model matching, no Mississippi's. Yeah. Yeah. And then in here, we have the Route 66 Drive-In, which is where we're going to be visiting next. Well, I need to change this. So we're going to visit now. Next is in Carthage is the Boots Hotel here in Carthage. So the Boots Court Hotel, this historic Route 66 motor hotel, was opened back in 1939. It served travelers at the crossroads of America during that time and built in the modern and Art Deco architectural style. Originally, it was advertised as a radio in every room, and each room included a covered carport. It expanded during the mid-40s, offering fountain service and breakfast at any hour. It did decline after for many decades, but thankfully it's been restored to its glory back in the next couple of years in the 2010s. More and more rooms have been completely restored back to its original form. And it's now really one of the classic drive-thru hotels on Route 60. So we're going to turn off the autopilot for a bit and fly into downtown Carthage, shall we? So this here is downtown Carthage. Wait, is that a POI? Oh my gosh, it is a POI. That looks like a handcrafted POI. Oh, I think I know what it is. It is a handcrafted POI. That might be the Jasper County Courthouse. I didn't think about that. That's a POI landmark, isn't it? Is that what I'm thinking? This is... That looks like a handcrafted POI landmark. No. Okay, it's not a handcrafted POI landmark. Darn it. Okay, it fooled me for a second. Oh. Yeah, that was not a POI landmark. Hey, Powell Deviation, good to see you. What's the Boots Court Hotel? Why is it covering half the screen? Oh, Powell Deviation, sorry about that. I was covering my notes. So, Boots Court Hotel was one of the motels you found here. So I'm doing Route 66, and this was my slides. Did I do this every single stream, Powell Deviation? So I do this every single stream, and basically what this is that it covers the notes, so I can always make more notes for the Route 66 journey. We're heading down from Illinois to from Chicago to LA, and this is Lake 4 currently. So the Boots Court Hotel is a very famous motel in Carthage, which we just passed, by the way. And we discussed the history of the hotel. But yeah, the reason it's covering half the screen is because so you guys can see all of it. And I can discuss while you guys get to know a little bit more about history. But yeah, it's good to see a Powell Deviation. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well. To our left is, in our left we have the 66 Drive-In. Let me go ahead and give you this. It's a slideshow. I work on these every single stream. So this is the 66 Drive-In. Opened in 1949, 4 years before local TV. When TV and cinema became a big deal back in the 50s. Movie studios went to widescreen format as well. The cinema originally closed in 1985, but it was renovated and reopened in 98. And now there's 2 movies every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday every single week. So that is the Drive-In we just flew through. And you guys now learn a little bit about and we're doing this because we're following Route 66. So we're following, just to show you what. So we're following Route 66. All of this is, we're following the route. And this is the Route 66 journey we're taking today. We're going from Carthage to Joplin. We're just going to turn left here and get back because we're following old Route 66. So yeah. Hey, hello, crazy syrup guy. I regret buying a plane. There's a lot of third-party planes. Which plane do you regret buying, syrup guy? If you tell me what plane it is, I could probably help you out. Because I would like to know which plane you bought, because if it's like, oh, in real life, oh, why did I play in real life? Which plane did you get in real life, syrup guy? I hope it isn't too expensive of a plane you got, syrup guy. I hope it's not too expensive. And I know there's a lot of planes you can probably buy. Oh, Cessna 172. Oh, in 1967, Cessna 172. Yeah, planes buy a lot for maintenance. For 1967, well, at least the good news is it is a Cessna 172, so parts won't be too hard to find. But yeah, an older plane, yeah, a lot of the cost is maintenance. You'll probably pay more for maintenance than the plane itself. I almost guarantee you. Like, planes are not cheap for maintenance. But I mean, the Cessna 172s are really capable plane in real life. Yeah, exactly. And the work of the plane keeps dropping because of maintenance. So we're flying through Carterville, Missouri, which was founded in 1841 by James Carter. When transportation came through the mine district, it formed a horse car line between Webb City and Carterville. And the town, however, declined after World War I with the mine industry began to dry up. Not talking about politics, but I need a loan. Yeah, Trump might have a lot of money. And then we're finally entering the city. We're finally going to enter Webb City. So we're talking about Webb City here, which is one of the major cities here in Jasper County, founded by John C. Webb. With initially the population of 700 people, Webb City became successful during the ground mine known as Yellow Dock back in the 1890s. And then during World War I, zinc and lead concentrate was produced here, valued more than $18 million US. Oh, it was your grandfather's Cessna 172. Interesting. But you could, one of the notable people here in Webb City, Missouri is Grant Windstrom. So here's Webb City. So here is Webb City, which we just flew over. Here is Webb City. And here is and over here, in one of the most notable landmarks here from Webb City, is you can find the Elijah Thomas Webb residence, which was built in 1891. It is a 3-story building with an eclectic mixture of architectural features, including Queen Anne, Italianate, Romanesque, and East Lake movement details of each of the architectural styles. And you can also find its red brick walls contrasting with its bricks, to give it a unique look. It's currently one of the Register of Historic Places here in Webb City. So yeah. My girlfriend just says, does what Walmart call for cell part. Yeah, Walmart might have them, but I know there's some aviation parts you can find elsewhere. Like I said, I don't own a plane in real life, so I don't really know too much. I try to just trying to make sure I know a little bit. And finally here at Webb City, we are now connected to our final stop for this leg at least. And it's Joplin Regional Airport here in Jasper County, just 4 miles north of the city of Joplin. Covers 970 acres of land with 2 asphalt runways, 1331, 6,501 feet. And the other one is 1836, which is actually the same. They're both the same, just one of them's a little wider. Yeah, it's a small little airport. And quite a few airlines used to operate here, including American Airlines, U.S. Air, U.S. Airways Express, and all that. Currently, only United operates here for Chicago, O'Hare, and Denver. So the runway we're landing here today is runway 18. So we're going to land on runway 18 for today. Just a short landing. You don't have flaps, but at least be nice and slow. My girlfriend just does sell plane parts. Yeah, I guess you could sell plane parts. Or maybe you could sell it. You could sell the plane itself to see if someone wants to buy it. But I don't know. Like, I'm not really a plane expert on real life planes. I'm much more knowledgeable on the simulator side. So we're gonna go ahead, land. Perfect. Woo! Wow. Negative 15, that is great land. Woo! Good landing. That was good. Negative 15. So yeah, there you go. And that is how you land. So we're just gonna go ahead and take a quick break here. We're just gonna sit this on the grass for a little bit and see if anyone else is down. We're gonna watch Copper Stick and Red Dragon Lane. Copper Stick's in the BU-131. Yes, everyone's bringing out their biplanes today, which is awesome. Always love seeing that. So yeah, if you guys haven't, if you guys like what you see for the channel, don't be afraid to follow that, smash that follow button. That would always be great. That would be really, I'm going for 500 followers by the end of the year. So, like I said, supporting the channel would go really a long way. And by the way, if you guys, once you guys do follow the channel, I do have a Discord here. We're gonna go take, once these two landed, we're gonna take a short break for this as well, and get everything. Take a short break, and then we'll get back in the air flying to Tulsa. We did. Here. So yeah, originally this is a 14-link journey as well for Route 66. We have Copper Stick making the landing. Awesome. The Red Dragon's coming in. Do keep in mind this plane doesn't have flaps, so managing your speed is very important. And he just disappeared. Great, we have planes disappearing issue. So yeah, everyone's down. Nice. So yeah, we now made our way to Joplin, and according to our achievement, we just completed the leg. So awesome job, guys. Let me go ahead and get the next leg set up. Cool. Feet. So guys, we're going to go ahead and get ready for leg 2. So let me give you a briefing on leg 2 of this trip. So if you guys want to join in, I'm on East USA server. And just take a plane and I recommend, if you want to not go too, you can take any GA plane, but I recommend it's recommended. Gosh almighty. So we're going to take back off from Joplin. So once you guys go back, we're going to go back onto Oakland Park into downtown Joplin. We'll be visiting downtown. Explore a little bit of downtown Joplin. Head back over to the highway into the state of Kansas. This would be a very brief stint in Kansas. We'll mainly focus on Galena and Riverton. Then head down into Baxter Springs. Cross over the border back to Oklahoma. Visit Quapaw, Commerce, the home of Mickey Mantle, Miami, Oklahoma. Going down through the highway again. Through Afton. Cross over into Veneta, White Oak, Chelsea. Visit the Totem Pole at Galway's Totem Pole. Visit through Fayetteville, Sequoia, and then visit Claremore, the birthplace of Will Rogers. Go down over here to Mingris, visit the Catoosa Whale, and then end up just outside of downtown Tulsa at Tulsa International. Yeah, you got a phone call and short file. Hey, no worries, Red Dragon. I completely understand. So yeah. Now let's go back to the plane, okay? So yeah. Let's get back to turn it on. Let's check the fuel. Let's see if we have good enough fuel. If we need to, we can always refuel. I'm going to go ahead and refuel. Okay. So we're back to fuel. Wheel chocks off. And we're going to taxi back to runway 18. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and taxi back to 18 because yeah, this is Joplin Regional. Hey, we got a new follow. All Gandhi with the follow. Thanks for coming along aboard. All Gandhi. Hey, Super Typhon, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, we just completed leg 4. Now we're gonna do leg 5 from Joplin to Tulsa. So we're literally crossing over. We're gonna actually fly in 3 states this leg. We're gonna be going through 3 states: Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So Kansas is actually going to be the shortest of all the Route 66 states. It's going to be the shortest, by far. But yeah, it's great to see you, Super Typhon. We were just discussing the news earlier as well. The hot air balloon should be pretty interesting. If all the planes, I'm definitely probably interested in the Pacific 750 X-Stol. Again, another STOL plane. I know we already have the Kodiak and the Twin Otter as well. We got quite a few STOL planes. And the Analog Caravan too. So, I mean, we got more than a few STOL planes for the sim. He's definitely curious to see how that plane ends up becoming. Yeah, let's just see how the X-Steel 5 handle. Yeah, I'm curious, because that is definitely a plane that would be very interesting. And we're off. Look at that. Look at that little tiger mom just go. Just beautiful. And she sounds great too. We're taking off here from Joplin, outside of Webb City. Yeah, we have Red Dragon, we have Copper Stick. The Red Dragon and Copper Sticks is with me today. Copper Stick, here. Yeah, it's great to have all you guys. Sky Command! Let's off Sky Command. So yeah, he may not be for the younger ears, obviously. For you younger ears, he may not be for you, but for those who are old enough, if you want to have one of the most fun and entertaining flight streamers you can think of, Sky Command is absolutely entertaining, and he's just really cool. One really cool dude as well. But yeah, it's great to see you, Sky Command. We're taking the de Havilland EH-82 Tiger Moth. We've already done one leg today, which is the shortest leg of the entire journey, by the way, from Springfield to Joplin, Missouri. And now we're heading to Joplin, and we're going to Tulsa for this leg. So 2 legs are going to be done in one stream, which is too cool. So we're going to be heading first to the city of Joplin, Missouri. So Joplin is actually going to be our main city we're visiting here today. So Joplin is actually the largest city of all of Jasper County, along with being the 13th most populous state in Missouri. Most famously in the 1930s, Bonnie and Clyde spent a few weeks there, where they robbed several businesses in the area. Its location to the 2 major highways means Joplin attracts a lot of travelers for the conferences and events held here in Joplin. In addition to this as well, Joplin was also negatively affected by the 2011 earthquake, 2011 tornado that wrecked through the entire city of Joplin. It was an F5 tornado which destroyed a third of the city. But Route 66, but Joplin was a big part of Route 66 during its time period, and it helped the city grow quite significantly as well. And tourism is still a big deal for it, with all the Route 66 stuff you can find here in Joplin. Watch your speed. I'm not worried about my speed. My speed's fine. And one of the landmarks you can find here in Joplin is the Route 66 Mural Park. This mural park is a public park that operates as a touchstone for a lot of the people on Route 66, including 2 large tile murals proposed by Paul Whitehill, produced by Images and Tile USA, and designed by artists Chris Ackerman and John White. It also features a red sports car. It's a Corvette, by the way, a Chevrolet Corvette. That anyone can actually slide up the sides and take a quick photograph of you and the car in the mural. But the reason that this mural is there is because, well, because Joplin has been a big part of Route 6. So yeah, we're gonna head towards downtown Joplin to our right. But yeah, the view out of this biplane is just so good. I mean, Ant's Airplanes did a masterful job. It is great. Definitely my favorite biplane in the sim. It's not as fast as a Stearman, but this thing just has way more features with it. It's got autopilot, it's got actual gauge systems, actual mechanisms, just like the real one. It's like it's a slower Stearman, but it's. And look at this, it's even got an actual co-pilot up here. This is where the co-pilot sits. But here's our co-pilot here. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, I like this. Boom. Isn't that cool for screenshots? Isn't that cool? That's just cool. So there's downtown Joplin. Now, who is holding the camera? Hey, Howitzer, good to see you. It's like a GoPro. But yeah, this is really cool. Oh, someone this. If I need to, I can always just press that and I'll repair the name tag. So we have, I believe, Copper Sticks flying with us and Red Dragon, but I don't see their name tags. But I know they flew with me earlier. So yeah, we just went through downtown Joplin. So we went through downtown Joplin. All this major area to the south as well is part of the metropolitan area of Joplin. As well. Oh, there's Red Dragon. And, did he crash? Oh, he better not crash. No, Red Dragon's fine. Red Dragon's good. Did you name him close proximity? I did. Let me go to general options. Traffic. I did. Yes, I enabled close proximity. And then, now we're gonna go enter Kansas. We're gonna enter the state of Kansas pretty soon. It's gonna slow down the speedometer a bit. So yes, we're entering Kansas pretty soon, and it is the shortest part of the route is in Kansas. You can never see me when I fly on your street. Oh, yeah, you probably. Let me talk about this. So Route 66 in Kansas, there's only one segment of Route 66 that passes through Kansas, and that's southeast Kansas. And if you go eastbound, it enters the state south of Baxter Springs and continues north until you meet Brush Creek, turn east, and you leave the state through Galena. We're going west, so we're entering Galena and leave at Baxter Springs. After the decertification of the highway in 1985, the route segment was numbered as US 69 alternate from Catoosa, Oklahoma, north to Riverton, Kansas, in K66. So basically, you enter west. If you come from the west, you enter it through Oklahoma into Baxter Springs. Then you go west through Baxter Springs, up, and then you make a section to Riverton and enters Galena east over K66. So, and then some of the structures you'll be finding here on Route 66. You have the famous the Rainbow Bridge. You also have the Baxter Springs oil and gas service station in the Williams store here in Riverton. In the 1950 heyday, 5 major trucking companies along with many motels and tourist sports. Hey, Wardster 420 has just fallen. Good to see you, Wardster. So we're about to enter Kansas as well. By 2002, almost all the tourist lodging has been demolished since then, due to, well, Route 66 being not nearly as important. And one of the areas you can find here is the Kale station. We should be flying over it soon. It originally has been around since 1934. It's currently a souvenir shop and tourist attraction. It was home to a 1951 boom truck from International. In fact, this is where Totem was based off of from the Pixar movie Cars. He was based off that International truck from the service station. Pretty cool, right? If you got, now I want to ask you guys in the chat, have you guys ever seen the movie Cars? I know I have. Definitely the original was my favorite still. But yeah, a lot of the Pixar Cars movie was based off of Route 66. In 2007, the station was restored, and following ownership change, and Sergeant Staff was raided with a party of 3. Sergeant Staff, good to see you. We are in Kansas. We're actually across the border to Kansas. Good to see you, Sergeant Staff viewers. This is Piper Strike 95. We're doing legs 4 and 5 of the Route 66 journey. This is leg 5. We're heading into Tulsa today. So, Sergeant Staff, I hope the rest of your stream went well. I checked out your stream earlier today. Then you fly over. Drunken Simon, great to have you here as well. Let me give Sergeant Staff a shout out for you guys who haven't followed his channel. He does some really fun streams. He flies a lot in the Goose or the Widgeon as well. From Michigan, which is up north from Indiana. But definitely go check out Sergeant Staff, a longtime friend of the channel. Definitely check out his stuff. But yeah, we're flying over the Canotech service station. We're entering into Galena, Kansas. Actually, here is Galena, Kansas, by the way. The interesting thing about Galena, Kansas, now it didn't start until 1871, but the community did not go here until lead. When lead was discovered in 1877, it became part of the tri-state mining area between Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. It had over 30,000 inhabitants in its glory days. However, it decreased quite a bit once the mines closed. And you can find several Route 66 museums like the Galena Mining Historical Museum, as well as the Route 66 Museum and all that. So to our south is Galena. We just crossed over with part of the route, and now we're entering downtown Galena. Here is Galena, Kansas. Yeah, so that is Galena, Kansas that we just passed through. Like I said, Kansas is by far the shortest of all the routes we're visiting here. I mean, you literally go around 19 miles of road. Yeah, beautiful. It's a very nice and peaceful day today as well. So we're going to be passing over Riverton, Kansas, on the banks of the Spring River. So this is Riverton. This is Riverton right in front of us. Now one of the landmarks here nearby Riverton, we should be coming up soon, is the Rainbow Bridge here in Kansas. So Rainbow Bridge was definitely built around in 1923. is the sole surviving bridge of the former highway. It was often covered in graffiti, but thankfully it's been repainted back to white. It's part of the National Register of Historic Places. It came here during 1983. It's known for being quite a narrow bridge as well, and the replacement bridge has been built for most of the major traffic. But this bridge was also well known for in the year 2000 when country music star Brad Paisley performed the song Route 66, which is Get Your Kicks on Route 66, during the TLC special Route 66 Main Street America. So that is a bit about the Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, one of the things about this stream, for you guys into the chat for the first time, is we do all about Route 66. So we will talk about not just the towns, but also the landmarks without Route 66. You guys actually learn that there's way more history to the road than people give it credit for. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Back in the head. I forgot I wasn't on the drum. So guys, if you haven't noticed seen in the cockpit, I am flying the EH-82 Tiger Moth from Ants Airplanes. You can get this from Sim Market or from the website at Ants Airplanes for around $15-16 US, which is very cheap, but it packs a lot of features into this thing. Like, there's tons of customization, realistic start thing, lots of realism as well, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. The modeling is just superb. Love this little plane. There is the Rainbow Bridge. We're going to be turning around. So here is where Rainbow Bridge would be. That's where Rainbow Bridge is, right over here. So that's the famous Rainbow Bridge. I know, unfortunately, we don't have the landmarks for it. So we're now about to hit Baxter Springs, which is the final city for in Kansas that we're going to be visiting here in Baxter Springs. It's located here in Cherokee County, Kansas, on the Spring River. Population 4,238 people. Most populous city in the county. It has been around for thousands of years by the indigenous peoples, but during the 1830s, with the Indian Removal Act, the Cherokee people ended up here. And then, during the American Civil War, the U.S. government built several military posts around the area. Then after the Civil War, more people had been around for a cow town. In fact, Baxter Springs became very well known for being a cow town. And led to become the first cow town in Kansas, around 5,000 people. Then the railroads came here from the north. And then the area was revived by lead veins in the tri-state area and became known as a mining town. And it became part of Route 66. And there was a lot of growth in Baxter Springs through the town. And Baxter Springs is the only one of the 3 towns in Kansas that passed through Route 66. And some notable people here. There's quite actually a few of them, you'd be surprised. But PGA golfer Kale Irwin's from here. Joe Rooney, the lead guitarist for Rascal Flatts, is from around here. And former president and CEO of Walmart, H. Lee Scott, are famous people that came from Baxter Springs, Kansas. And in Baxter Springs, you could find one of the most important little landmarks here. In fact, we're about to fly over it. But you can actually find the Baxter Springs independent oil and gas station, which was around since 1930. They also added an auto repair shop to the station between that time. And this area sold gas all the way to the 1970s, but now has since been the Kansas Route 66 Visitor Center, where people can learn all about Route 66 here in the area. And it's one of the many of these areas all around former Route 66. So welcome to Baxter Springs, Kansas. I mean, it seems like we just came into Kansas and now we're about to leave Kansas. So yeah, just like in Wizard of Oz, we're not going to be in Kansas anymore. We're going to actually be in Oklahoma, the Sooner State. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys are coming here today as well. I appreciate you guys coming here for today's stream. So now we're going to cross into Oklahoma. So as we cross into Oklahoma, let's learn more about Oklahoma. So much of Route 66 ran from west to northeast Oklahoma. Currently, the path now taking place by Interstate 40, I-40, and State Highway 66. It passed through some of the most important cities in the state, including Oklahoma and Tulsa, but along with smaller communities throughout Oklahoma. West of Oklahoma State has been replaced by I-40, though there's still some independent portions that still state maintained. They're known as I-40 Business. It became part of Route 66 through the alignment through much of Texala, and we go through the east, and you reach Oklahoma City and the state capital of the route. Then Route 66 came from here through Tulsa, through Southwest Boulevard and all that. And then there's a new relocation here in Tulsa. And then you go northeast through State Highway 66 into Baxter Springs. Yep. So yeah, I want to ask you guys, I hope you guys are doing well today. My next stream won't be on until Sunday. So I have some plans for the weekend that you guys don't mind me telling. So on Saturday, I'm going to be heading to Cincinnati for a metal concert. I'm going to be seeing Sabaton and Epica with my older brother. So we'll be heading to Cincy for a concert, which is going to be pretty loud and pretty crazy. But this will be my first concert in 3 years. I know, my first concert since pandemic, funnily enough. Pretty awesome. Now, in front of us is, now we're going to get to, so this here is Quapaw in Oklahoma. This would be our first. So this is our first place here. This town here in Ottawa County, part of the Joplin music metropolitan area. It was incorporated in 1917 when they discovered lead and zinc ores in the area. They've developed into a mine district. But the local mine operations began to decline before World War II when jobs left the region, and by 1960 only 850 by 850 back in 1960. So yeah, this is Quapaw, Oklahoma. Yep, I appreciate Sergeant Chap and Super Typhon. It'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're finally in Oklahoma. There's the Route 66. So then we're gonna head to their next city as well. So yeah, I got lots of slides if you noticed, but I mean, we're now gonna be visiting Commerce, Oklahoma. So that's gonna be to our left. So what's so special about Commerce? Well, besides the population being 2,473 people, it's been around this area since the 1830s, but the modern city didn't exactly come until 1908, when they found a lot of the zinc and lead mines and the railroads. The mining company platted the town back in 1914, and by 1920 it had a population of 2,555 people, and then it was part of Route 66. It was the first town through Oklahoma after crossing of the Kansas border. But there were two major events in the 1930s that involved the town. First, in April 1934, the infamous criminal couple, Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow, and their associate killed the constable at the time, William C. Campbell, and kidnapped the police chief, Perry Boyd. And by the next month, they would be dead, apparently. And then in 1935, the next year, a guy, Mr. Mantle, and Mickey Mantle's father moved his family here to Commerce to work as a miner. And then he gave birth to his son, Mickey, who became known as the Commerce Comets. And if anyone has been around baseball, you probably know how talented Mickey Mantle was. However, when most of the mines closed in the 1960s, residents had turned to farming and ranching as well. Outside of Mickey Mantle, which is the most notable player from here, other people include Orion Cole, a professional football player, Doug Furness, world-class powerlifter and wrestler, Bob Seymour, professional football player, and Bo Winninger, a golfer. So definitely some pretty famous people from Commerce, Oklahoma. So now this is downtown Commerce. We might be able to find Mickey Mantle's home. Found home. We need to find Mickey Mantle. And I think we found his home. There's Mickey Mantle's childhood home in this area. And there's actually an airport here. This is Miami Regional. And it's the small little it's probably a GA airport, and it serves the area. This little area serves the Miami area. So this here, we're heading towards Miami, Oklahoma. Which, if you guys don't know, is not only the county seat of Ottawa County. It was found in 1891 because of lead and zinc mining causing the area to boom. However, what's really cool is that Miami is actually the capital of the federally recognized Miami Tribe of Oklahoma. The population of the town is almost 13,000. Also, Route 66 passed here with a section of the roadbed still here. It includes quite a few historical buildings, mainly the Coleman Theater, and some pretty notable people include Keith Anderson, a country music artist, David Froman, 1969 Heisman Trophy winner Steve Owens, and Charles Bank Wilson, our famous artist from Miami, Oklahoma. And then from here, we can definitely check out the Coleman Theater, one of the only Route 66 theaters still in the route. Built in 1929 by George Coleman, distinctive Spanish colonial exterior and elaborate French interior. It was built as the most elaborate theater between Dallas and KC by the time of its opening, and played host to many sorts of vaudeville acts, musical groups, and movies. Located here in the route. So here is Miami, Oklahoma. Here it is, Miami, Oklahoma. And by the way, guys, if you want to see who's flying with me, Copper Sticks here. He's flying with me. But there is, and then we can fly over downtown Miami one final time. So this is downtown. Hey, Cyrus T with the follow. Yo, Cyrus. I was wondering when you're gonna follow my channel, Cyrus T. Good to see you, Cyrus. I think you have me on a Nor. No, I see you, Coffin Stick. I see you. There's your name tag. I see you. I think you have me on a Nor. Cyrus T. Good to see you, my friend. So yeah, if you've never been to my channel, sorry, but I thought I was following. I didn't think you were. So Cyrus T. Good to see you. So. I hope you're doing well. The resident Firefly Eric Picasso's here. So yeah, this is Route 66. So Cyrus, this is leg 5 of our journey. We're doing this for the FS Hub Achievement, Route 66. It started all the way back in Route 1, which was all the way in Chicago. From Midway, we drove over to Springfield, Illinois. For leg 2, leg 2 would be Springfield, St. Louis. Leg 3 was St. Louis, Springfield, and now legs 4 and 5, which we're doing today, Springfield, Missouri, to Joplin, to Tulsa. So that's what we're doing on our trip. It's great to see you, Cyrus T. I'm glad you're doing well. I wonder if you're still working on a few liveries for the airline. Mad Flyage, yeah. In a beautiful de Havilland, Tiger Moth. Absolutely beautiful little plane. Definitely my favorite little biplane in the sim. For $15, they did a marvelous job. Yeah, playing Mad Flyage. I've been flying. I mean, guys, if you want to see how much I flew on Firefly Air, just. There's maybe something in Murphy Stream later. Ooh. Okay, I'm not telling anyone about it then. I'm not interested. I know you got something. So yeah. If you guys want to see how much I actually flew. So yeah. So yeah, just if you guys really want to. So this is Firefly Air for guys who've never seen this before. It's the main VA I'm a part of. It's completely free. You don't have to buy anything for it. All you need to do is create your UPS Hub account and stuff. And you get everything for completely free. So you don't have to pay anything for it. And let me go ahead and give you guys the command, by the way. Give you the command for Firefly Air. You guys can join in for free. Like I said, I'm probably the biggest ambassador for the airline, so I've currently flown for FS Hub at least 325,000 miles, 1,562 flights, 958 hours with the airline, and I flew all over the place. I flew around the world. My last major flight was a 747 flight from Toronto to Munich. Yeah, I've done lots of flights. And then to show you what we mean, which is, mad flyage. So currently the senior commander of the airline, over 1,500 flights with them, 324,000 miles. So what's really cool, we have a very big roster of pilots. We have around 263 pilots. We have so many of them. From Murph, we have Gibbo, we have tons of people. Cyrus T, we just came in. We got tons of people with our airline. And we don't just do airline stuff. We even have our own achievements, by the way. And these are all the airline achievements we can do if you join us. Awesome work, Devil Dude. Congratulations, Devil Dude. Reach Commander. Awesome. Yeah, we have all sorts of achievements. Many of them have been done by our streams, but other ones have been completely independent from our streams. I know 6 Knots released a couple of his achievements, like VIP Charge, New Grange, Ireland, potato delivery, fishery patrols. We even have a Disneyland Paris one. We went to Paris. And then there's obviously one of our new achievements, Bushmaster Idaho. You get to actually fly over the bush landing of Idaho, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we have all sorts of really cool achievements by joining us. So if you like that sort of stuff, we have plenty of openings here for Firefly Air for you guys. We got a lot going on for Firefly Air and Company as well. So yeah, great to have you guys here. So yeah, we got 73 nautical miles remaining in our trip, by the way. And we're going to be going through Afton, Missouri, Oklahoma next. Afton should be making the turn. So basically, Afton, Oklahoma's next. Located here in northeast Oklahoma, Ottawa County. The population is around 1,049 people. The town might have been named for the Scotch River Afton, but there's actually a couple of theories for the name. One of them came from a poem, "Blow Gently, Sweet Afton," while the other one might have been named after a railroad surveyor's daughter. The post office was established here in 1886, and then it became constructed through the town. The Fort Scott Memphis Railroad became the Frisco system, was constructed through the town, causing another population growth. And one of the areas you can find here is the Packard Museum. You can find it here. And you can actually find a Packard Museum over here, which is here. Found on Route 66 in Afton. It was a restored 1930s filling station. It houses a showroom of 18 different Packards, along with other vintage automobiles and Route 66 memorabilia. It also has a group information shop here. And travelers come here from all around the world, from Europe, Australia, and Asia come here, offering maps, guidebooks, and memorabilia, as well as more information about the Mother Road, Route 66. So here is Afton, Oklahoma. Yeah, you know Packard's a huge thing in my life. Yeah, Packards were huge back in the old days. I mean, where you live, like, Packards built all sorts of things. I know a lot of people... I guess if you guys don't know what a Packard is... Basically, a Packard, it used to be a very famous automobile company back in the early half of the 20th century. And they were known for building high-quality luxury automobiles before World War II. And people used to consider owning a Packard as very prestigious. And in fact, Packard was actually the company that produced 55,000 units of the Merlin V12 engines. However, unfortunately for them, after the Second World War, they survived. They struggled to survive against the other big three of General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. So it originally tried to merge with Studebaker, the Ford Studebaker Packard. However, that never happened. And as a result, the Packard brand was phased in 1959. After two declined sales of their cars. But yeah, that's Packard. Yeah, US version of Rolls-Royce. Yeah. But yeah, they used to own some classic automobiles. But despite their defunktness, Packard still has a very, very wide legacy. Yeah, the Packard Bakers, yeah, they were flops. Yeah, Packard Bakers were flops. They were. They flopped during the 1950s. They couldn't compete, unfortunately. I mean, definitely, they couldn't get the steel for them. So, in 1946, my grandfather opened up his dealership Packards with wooden bumper. Oh, yeah, because they couldn't get the steel at the time. Yeah, because they still had to ration it for World War II, I think. They still had to ration a bit of that steel. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Packards are supposed to be luxury, but steel at the time was considered luxurious back in the old days. Yeah, the big three got before them. Yeah, the big three were the bigger car makers. That's kind of unfortunate for poor Packard. Once we turn left, we should be going on the highway pretty soon. Yeah, they started tearing down the Packard plant last week. I know, it's the end of a legacy for the company, that's for sure. Yeah, that used to be the old Packard plant back in the 50s. It was built, that's what you thought, the old Packard factory. It was completely abandoned. Yep, and they're about to tear it down pretty soon. I think because as of July 2022, they actually agreed to tear it down. You almost bought one. Interesting. Hey, PE1PQ has just followed. Good to see you, my friend. Look at that, we're at 470. That's pretty awesome. So this is Finita, Oklahoma. We're visiting here next. The county seat of Craig County, Oklahoma. Population around 5,743. It was founded in 1870 by Elias Cornelius Boudinot. In fact, gunman Tom Teverson was actually born here, one of the last gunfighters in the Old West. It was the first city in the state of Oklahoma to actually have electricity, funnily enough. The first National Bank was opened here in 1892. It was along the path of the Texas Road Cattle Trail, one of the many cattle trails you find all over the area, and then also Route 66. In fact, one of the largest McDonald's restaurants have ever been built here, and it's known as the McDonald's Bridge Restaurant, which is around 29,000 square foot of space. It used to be the world's largest McDonald's restaurant in the world. Some famous people from around Finita include James Beauchamp, Major League Baseball player, the former Illinois Governor Jim Edgar, and of course, the most famous resident. You wouldn't guess this. The most famous resident here is a guy named Phil McGraw, better known by a lot of us people as Dr. Phil, who was actually born here. I'm not kidding. Dr. Phil was born in here and became a very, very famous television personality. Who knew that? Cyrus T, yes, ECOSA server. Red Dragon's with us. And Copper Stick is also with us too, just above us. So yeah, this is Finita, Oklahoma. Alright, my friend, you need to head to bed? No worries. Thank you so much, Sergeant Staff, for coming here today. It's great chatting with you, Sergeant Staff, and I actually learned quite a bit of stuff today. So, yeah. By the way, guys, let me give one final shout-out to Sergeant Staff. Again, another great friend, and a really good streamer, too. So definitely check out his Twitch and give him support. That's the goal. Take care and good night, my friend. Yeah, I love this little plane. The fact that it has autopilot it's really nice. I can fly without it, but it's much easier to fly this thing. Oh yeah, and guys, by the way, if you guys haven't checked out my stream, I do have a Discord here on the channel. So any of you who are interested in checking out the Discord, want to get caught up on my latest flights, streams, and stuff, you can click the Discord link right here, the invite, and join on in. And I usually post all my stream information, also pictures from the streams, so you guys can always look at what I've done. There's Benita Municipal. So there's the Benita Municipal Airport, a little GA facility. Here. So here is Benita. Around this area should be the fairgrounds. There's actually a couple fairgrounds by the airport. They used to do the local county fairs here around here. Yeah, there's the fairgrounds, and then there's the Benita County Airport. So yeah, just a bit of information. Great to have all you guys here as always. So here is downtown Benita. So we're only 56 nautical miles away. Like I said, we're not very far back. Here's downtown. So yeah, also for you guys who are here for the first time, you notice I've actually worked on all the slideshows and stuff for my streams. I work on them when I'm not streaming. But this allows me to show you guys all the hard work I've been doing, so I can deliver the best content that you guys are going to enjoy. Think of me as your flying tour guide. Just want to tour you around all the places and get to know about the little landmarks here and there. Oh, there's Cyrus T! Yo, Cyrus T! Thank you so much. Cyrus T, Copper Stick, and Red Dragon are with me today, guys. You three are... Massive shout out to you three. Thank you so much. Yeah, 471 followers. Just 30 away. Yeah. I mean, the anticipation's killing me. It really is. Yeah, I'm just gonna increase the speedometer for a bit. Maybe go a little faster. So yeah, I love this biplane. I think this is replacing the Stearman. Though I do like the Stearman still. It's just such a nice plane to fly. It's got lots of systems depth. It's really a joy to fly, and it comes with so much stuff. It's got autopilot too. Like, it's got a tablet that lets you do autopilot and GPS. It's such a good plane. And yes, you can even open the doors. So, open. Great, I need it. At least the doors here don't fly off like the kit box. If you guys don't know, if you put the kit box way too fast, you might accidentally blow the doors off. I've done that on stream a few times. There is that too. So yeah, there's quite a bit of really cool stuff. The other thing I need to be doing is I need to test out FSLTL, which I know other people got working. I tried getting it working originally, but I guess I didn't know how to do it. The lesson I need to learn was to not put the injector in the community folder. But that's what I need to work on. And basically, for you guys who don't know, FSLTL is very similar in some ways to AIG, which is for model matching. But the advantage with FSLTL is A, smaller file size, and two, it is certainly much easier to work with. You don't have to worry about fiddling and matching everything. It just comes with it. And most importantly, if you have a flight plan database account, you can track it through Flight Radar 24 and you get instant traffic that's like 30 seconds apart. Which I think is great, and I think many people are moving towards that. There is that too. Yep, we're not very far off from, well, our destination. We don't have too much farther to go. Most of it's just straight line, except for a little detour. So yeah, definitely some very interesting news as well. A couple of interesting things as well for news. Well, a couple of really interesting aviation stuff. Apparently, Aviation Alice actually did its first flight a couple days ago. All 100% electric. Very interesting as well. So they're building more test planes, but the fact that we've already got an all-electric plane is definitely very, very interesting to have an electric plane. And then obviously, Air New Zealand, if you guys have never heard of it, Air New Zealand is the capital, is the state carrier of New Zealand. Well, earlier, like a month or two ago, they actually started flying to from Auckland to New York, which is possibly one of the world's longest flights. But they've been facing some issues around the flight. There's some flight issues between Auckland and New York. Due to a lot of the unexpected headwinds, due to all the headwinds issues from flying such a long distance. So they're definitely going through that as well, due to all the wind problems that reduced a lot of the passengers, baggage, and cargo loads. And apparently, starting next year in June, Qantas is going to do a flight from Sydney to New York, which is probably just as long, if not even a bit longer, anything's considering. Yeah, we don't have much more to go, so yeah, just a pretty smooth sailing flight. We're gonna be heading to Chelsea next, so this is the little town of Chelsea, Oklahoma. Just a bit of flat land here, but to be fair, much of Route 66 is flat. Hey, KGHD, good to see you first time chat. Yes, the graphics on MSFS are awesome. So we're doing Route 66 flight here in the Tiger Moth. We're ending up on our way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're just passing through Chelsea, Oklahoma. And yes, the graphics on MSFS are absolutely amazing. I've been playing this simulator since I've been playing this sim since 2020 when it first came out back in August, and I still love the graphics on this game. This is on ultra settings too, and I mean the graphics are just awesome. I mean, you can never go wrong with the graphics of MSFS. I mean, especially, and this isn't even that scenic of an area to be quite honest. I mean, once you get into the more scenic areas, like the mountains or the valleys, this is where the sim truly shines well. Oh, you've driven down Route 66 to Oklahoma. Ah, awesome. You just need to install and play. Yeah, if you have enough files on your hard drive, you could probably do it. And all that. But yeah, it's a great simulator, and they've been adding a lot more planes into the sim. Like, they continue to add a lot of support for new content. So yeah, you're more than welcome to join us if you ever get the chance to install and play. You're more than welcome to join my flights at any time. But you're always welcome, and even if you don't have it right now, you're always welcome to be here in the chat. So it's good seeing you. Hey, Eagle Costello as well. Great to see you arrive in Malta. Ah, nice, Malta. A bit about Malta. Well, for one, it's one of the smallest countries in the whole Mediterranean Sea, and it's one of Europe's smallest countries. Its main language is Maltese and English. Yes, Maltese is a very unique language based off Sicilian Arabic. making it one of the only Semitic language in the entire EU. It's also got a population of around 516,000 people over a land of 122 square miles, making it the world's 10th smallest country. It has been inhabited here since 5900 BC. So definitely a very interesting country as well, with a very diverse history. Is it okay if you follow me? Hey, KJHD, you're always welcome to follow me at any time. You're always welcome to follow my channel and follow me along on my stream stuff. KJHD, thank you so much for coming here. So, you're always welcome to follow me at any time, my friend. You're always okay. Thank you so much for the follow. So we're going to actually go ahead and take a detour to our left. We're going to go ahead and take a detour, by the way. That's because our detour here is going to be visiting Ed Galloway's Totem Pole Park. Now, the Totem Park consists of 11 different objects in a building here at 14 acres of land. The main attraction here is the world's largest concrete totem pole, which is the main totem pole of the park. It was constructed back in 1940 by Ed Galloway. The height is around 90 feet tall, and the base is 30 feet wide, and it sits on back of a turtle. And if you're wondering, that seems a little weird. Well, actually, it's not as weird as you think, because it refers to one of the creation stories from the Native Americans on how the world was created. And according to one of their myths, the world was created on the back of a turtle. It also features an 11-sided fiddle house supported by 15 different totem poles. It previously housed his handcrafted carved fiddles, which is violins, handmade furniture, and vast-screen portraits of all the U.S. presidents up to John F. Kennedy. And he worked at the park every single day until 1962. And following the decades, they originally began deteriorating from weather and neglect, though now they have mostly been restored back to the way it should. And it adapted it to a house museum and a gift shop. Yeah, a bit of interesting history as well, close to 500. Yeah, so basically that is a bit of the history of the Totem Pole. It's a bit of a detour, but it's on the historic Route 66. A lot of people go to see the Totem Pole Park. So yeah, basically for all you guys who don't know, basically I do a lot of historical streams, and I love talking about all the places we fly and everywhere. That's just the sort of thing I absolutely love more than anything else, is to fly all the historic stuff. And I do these slideshows every single week, just doing. It's so cool to do this in Sim. I know it's so cool. It is really, really cool. Like this Sim, that's the great part about the Sim is there's so much you can do here. I know a lot of people. There are people who like to fly airliners, and they do all sorts of real world check, like what a real air world is. At least a similar thing to the real world airliner stuff. Then there are people who do a lot of the bush flying, the backcountry, and go into the dirt strips and land in nature. And then there are other people who love to do general aviation, which is my community. Is we do lots of general aviation stuff. Oh yeah, you would like the small planes. I know exactly who I recommend you checking out, by the way. I recommend checking out a guy named Tuto Murphy, who, by the way, is a great friend of mine. He is all about general aviation. So if you like the small GA planes, he's definitely the guy I recommend after me. Obviously, but the dude's really funny, from Ireland. But his heart and passion is just, it's top to none. Of course, there are other ones. There's the Flying Fabio, who does a little bit of everything, GA, but also does airliner stuff. Well, that's what's great about the Sim. In fact, we even have our own historical recreation too. There are some pilots that do historical flights. And basically, they do a lot of historical flights based off real history. And there's one more person I really recommend you checking out as well. A shout out to Allison Johnson. Yeah, I fly my, but I'm also airlines. But those are the two recommended small plane people I recommend checking out is Allison Johnson and Totem Murphy. Allison Johnson, she's awesome. She's such a nice person to be around, but she makes some awesome historical recreation flights. She's currently doing Amelia Earhart's 1937 around the world trip with Captain Arash. And she's doing based off real life celestial navigation and all that. But she's also done Amy Johnson's Flight to Australia too. So yeah, those are the two recommended GA people I recommend following are those two. There's a lot of really good ones as well. Fabio is all about learning to fly. Yeah, Fabio's the one you want to learn to fly and all that. And so is Porter too. Porter's also like that too. But yeah, we have so many great communities to be part of for Flight Sim. And that's what I love about these communities. There's so many great communities to be part of. And you got something for everyone. I'll follow her as well. I've been watching her lately. Yeah, definitely check out Allison. She's definitely, she's been one of my biggest supporters. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. You've been watching her latest fights. Definitely check out Allison. There's a lot of really good ones to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and turn back autopilot to head home. 1,500 feet. Yeah, we're not very much far. We're gonna go ahead and turn left. Oh, have you seen Scruffy Tam? Oh yes, I've seen Scruffy Tam. Scruffy Tam is also one of my big favorites. Scruffy Tam is awesome. I mean, Scruffy Tam is so good. He makes such great content as well. Very fun, but most of all, he's truly a very kind-hearted, wholesome guy to be around. Scruffy Tam is definitely one of my favorites. He always finds time to shout people out. And that's what I want to do for my things too, is to support all the community. And Scruffy Tam, I think, is one of them, absolutely. Only Saturday mornings, but he also streams other days too. It's just he streams later at night. Okay, so we're now going to be about heading our way to Claremore, Oklahoma, the county seat of Rogers County. Population of 19,580 people as of 2020. Located in the foothills of the Ozarks, it's part of the metropolitan area, and it's currently home to Rogers State University. And of course, this city is most famous for being the home of the famous entertainer of the 20th century, Will Rogers. And basically, for you guys who don't know, William Rogers is considered by many to be the most famous person from Oklahoma. He was a very famous movie star. He made 71 different films, including silent films and talk films. Wrote more than 4,000 newspaper columns. And he was a very popular movie star. But he wasn't just a movie star, mind you. You see, Bill Rogers also became a huge advocate of the aviation industry back in the day. And he even befriended Charles Lindbergh, the most famous American aviator of the time. And in fact, he helped advocated a lot of the civil aviation here in America. And he actually even joined famed aviator Wiley Post, who is also another very famous Oklahoman. And he really befriended Post as well. In fact, Will Rogers actually passed away by accident in August 21st, 1935. He actually passed away in Alaska because of bad weather. And the engine failed, and they plunged into the lagoon. And both Will Rogers and Wiley Post passed away. So yeah, a little bit about Will Rogers himself. But the town actually itself grew because of all the sulfur springs around Claremore. And apparently they believe paving it actually gave benefits. Hey, beat Carl 25 at the fall. Good to see you. I have to head off again. Now, just before the end, thanks once again for all the facts and info. Thank you so much for Red Dragon. Great to have you here, Red Dragon. Thank you so much for coming here. I hope to see you again on my flight soon. And Cyrus T is caught up. Nice. And apparently this saltwater believed in giving health benefits. And then Roger came around and helped made a major home. In fact, a very famous musical was set here, Oklahoma, from Roger's Hammerstein set here as well. So definitely there's some very famous landmarks. Rogers State University was a big one. There's also James Davis Arms and Historical Museum and all that. And outside of World Rogers, there's some other famous people. Lady Adcock, football player. Brad Carson, former U.S. Congressman. And finally, and Patty Page, singer and entertainer of the 1950s. Patty Page. So definitely some very famous people from Claremore, Oklahoma. So some of the landmarks we're going to be seeing here. First, we're going to be checking out. There's the Jeep. Now we're going to be visiting quite a few landmarks here. Go ahead and disable autopilot. Ah, awesome, you caught up. Oh, I see you, Cyrus. Nice, you caught up with me. So we're going to head low and then we're going to turn left. We're going to be visiting Rogers State University, which is the little state university here in Claremore. So Rogers State University is a public university here in Claremore. Used to be known as Eastern University Preparatory School until 1917. Then it became Oklahoma Military Academy, and that lasted all the way to the Vietnam War. Then it became Rogers State College in 1982 as well. The university offers 17 bachelor's degrees in 17 disciplines and associate degrees in 13 disciplines. And their athletics teams are known as the Hillcats, part of Division II, NCAA Division II ranks, in the Mid-American Intercollegiate Athletics Association. A bit of history as well. What was the advantage of two wings back in the day? Ah, good question. The advantage of biplanes back in the old days, I think the advantage of a biplane was they're more stable than a model plane back in the old days. Biplanes were made for increased stability, so the biplanes back then were very stable. They didn't roll very much back in the old days. So nowadays you can get model planes that are quite stable. So mainly it was stability, but also other stuff. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and active pause this for just a second. So this is Rogers State University. Now to the left of it is the Will Rogers Memorial and Museum, by the way, which is down below us. This here is the Will Rogers Museum. This museum is dedicated all to the life of Will Rogers, the most famous Oklahoman. Houses many of the artifacts, memorabilia, photographs, and manuscripts pertaining to the life of Will Rogers in all his speeches and movies. You can also find his tomb actually around the area in its 20-acre grounds overlooking both the university and in the city. So it contains all sorts of different things about Will Rogers, which is pretty cool. It covers all, in fact, the museum has 18,000 photographs as well as thousands of manuscripts, private letters, contracts, and personal papers, along with motion pictures and more about Will Rogers. And like I said, Will Rogers is very famous as well. It's pretty cool as well. Engines were rubbish back in the day, so biplane was the only thing to generate lift. Yeah, that too. Biplanes also generate more lift. So it wasn't just stability, it's for lift as well. Exactly. It's those two things, lift and stability. And then also from around here is the J.M. Davis Arms and Historical Museum. You can find this here too. It contains over 20,000 firearms in that around the state of Oklahoma. And besides gun and firearms, you also have 1,200 German beer steins, statues by John Rogers, music boxes of the 19th century, swords, knives, Native American artifacts, and much more. So you can find all sorts of things about history of Oklahoma and stuff. You can find them here, which is definitely pretty cool. You can find out that is downtown Claremore. Yeah, engines were rubbish back then. Like, engines back then weren't very powerful, so there was no way you could get that much lift unless you did a biplane. Like, this thing was a weak 130 horsepower engine. It didn't have much torque. So, it couldn't really. Yeah, now we're heading straight. We're gonna go through we're gonna go through Vergus, but we're gonna go to the next area, which is Catoosa, Oklahoma. So Catoosa, Oklahoma is between Rogers and Wagner in Rogers County. 7,155 people live here. During the 19th century, the Cherokee Nation controlled it. However, after the Atlantic and Pacific Railroad laid tracks here, it became a cow town. And the name of the city is derived from the Cherokee language. It was phonetically pronounced as Caducee. It's Caducee, basically, between two hills. However, the town was infamous it was home to the infamous outlaw Bluford Duck. It was depicted in the movie, in the novel Lonesome Dove. During the 70s, the Tulsa port of Catoosa opened and gave the town a huge economic boom and provided jobs for nearly 2,600 workers. And of course, you can't visit the town without visiting its, by far, its most famous landmark, and possibly one of the most famous and interesting landmarks in all of Route 66. Yes, I'm talking about the blue whale of Catoosa. Now the history of this blue whale, by the way, Hugh Davis built it back in the 1970s as a surprise anniversary gift for his wife, Zelta, who collected whale figurines. The Blue Whale itself, in its pond, became a favorite swimming hole for a lot of both the locals and travelers along Route 66. Originally intended for family use, however, because many of the locals enjoyed the waters, he brought in tons of sand, he built picnic tables, hired lifeguards, and opened it to the public. He originally called it Mr. Acres, but he added in, who's added? However, unfortunately, the Davises cannot run the attraction, so as a result, they closed it to the public, and he died only 2 years later, along with his wife in 2001. It fell into disrepair from neglect and weather. However, after a decade, the people of Catoosa and the employees of Hampton Inn, they launched a fundraising effort to restore the landmark, and now the Blue Whale is restored back to its original blue color, along with the picnic area. And it's featured in quite a few areas of pop culture, including the syndicated comic strip of Zippy the Pinhead, the British TV series In India Abroad, and it was featured in the American Pickers episode On the Road Again. So yeah, it's been on quite a few. Hey, the Gaming Guard, good to see you. In Martel 172, good to see you on the road again. Oh yeah, you're just in time for the Blue Whale. Yeah, the Blue Whale Catoosa. Unfortunately, it doesn't show in Flight Sim. But the Blue Whale Catoosa is one of the most famous landmarks in all of this. And it's definitely got a cool story. I wish someone could restore it back. Maybe Jefferson can restore the Blue Whale Catoosa. Yep, and we can actually see Tulsa in front of us is downtown Tulsa. So once we go over to the left, we'll be making our way to Tulsa International. We can end the stream. So yeah. I got tons of new follows today, guys. That is really awesome. All the new follows. 474. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah, but this little roadside landmark is still one of the most interesting in all 366. So that's what you come to my streams for, guys. For you guys in the first time, is you guys get to learn all about the famous landmarks. Oh yeah, that would be really cool, Jefferson. Yes, Jefferson needs to model it. If he could do all of Victoria Falls, what's the issue doing it with a Blue Whale? And I think we're just about to fly over the Blue Whale. Oh. Let's say hello to the Blue Whale down there. But yeah, like I said, it just, all this comes to show that Route 66 has some... There's the Blue Whale. And there's the Blue Whale of Catoosa. Unfortunately, she did not get the photogrammetry treatment. Maybe someone needs to do a Route 66 update. So yeah, there is the, yes, he needs to be in the World Update team. Yes, Jefferson with World Update. Oh my goodness, would be absolutely awesome. But yeah, now we're just past Catoosa. So now we have actually one more. Yeah, we can see an ortho. Yep, we got to have the picture of the blue whale ortho. So we're finally going to the last two stops, last two slides, guys. So first, we're going to be talking about the Tulsa Air and Space Museum and Planetarium here in Tulsa. It's featured in the northwest corner of Tulsa International Airport, 19,000 square feet of historical exhibits, hands-on activity, and vintage planes. There also is an planetarium that was added in 2006. Features educational facilities for school visits, summer camp, and scout groups. It features a couple hangars. In Hangar 1 features the aviation history of Tulsa, because Tulsa actually is a pretty big area for aviation history. Then there's a World War II exhibit featuring Tulsa's contribution to the war, with presentations on the old Spartan Aircraft Company, in Spartan College of Aviation Technology, and the Douglas bomber plane that was built in the airport. Then there's also a commercial aviation exhibit with American Airlines, TWA, and others. And American Airlines gets attention here because they actually offer the private aircraft maintenance base in the world operating here in Tulsa. And one of the unique planes actually in the exhibit is a very special little plane they actually have here, a Spartan C-2 that was built in the early 1930s, along with Rockwell Ranger 2000 jet trainers, a Spartan MP-1, and an F-14 Tomcat. And mainly the collection focuses on Tulsa's proud aviation history. Yes, a lot of people don't know that, but Tulsa's been a big part of aviation for quite some time. And finally, our last stop is Tulsa International Airport in Tulsa. Obviously, it serves the Tulsa area. It was actually built in 1929. It also features the 138th Fighter Wing of the Oklahoma Air National Guard. It is a global maintenance headquarters for American Airlines. Yes, American Airlines actually has a huge maintenance headquarters here. During World War II, Air Force Plant Number 3 was built on the southeast side of the airport, and Douglas Aircraft actually manufactured one of the few aircrafts there. And later, it was still used by Douglas, and Rockwell International later became Boeing, and they did airplane manufacturing, modification, repair, and research here. And currently, Spirit Aerosystems actually build commercial parts for Boeing's here. So it's been around for quite a while. It features 3 paved runways, 18 left, 36 right, which is around 10,000 feet, 18 right, 18 right, and 36 left, 6,101 feet, and 826 is about 7,376 feet long. Featuring a couple terminals, but it's most well known for its American Airlines maintenance facility. It is the largest one in the entire world, and the maintenance plant combines for nearly 800 airplanes for American Airlines fleet. Over 5,000 people are employed at the maintenance facility. Yes, 8,000 people work there. And in fact, the majority of those people are licensed aircraft and jet engine mechanics. It's actually one of the largest employers in all of Oklahoma. And they do a lot of engine works, plane works, brake, wheel and brake overhaul facilities, composite repair center. And this maintenance area occupies 260 acres of the airport, along with 3,300,000 square feet of space. And each year, the base performs overhaul work on 80% of all American Airlines' fleet. And by the way, for guys who don't know, American Airlines actually is the world's largest fleet. I'm not kidding. Pretty cool stuff. And finally, Tulsa operates for much of the country, operates from airport around the country, including Charlotte, Dallas, Las Vegas, LA, Orlando, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, New York, Miami. So yeah, that is Tulsa International Airport, guys. And there is downtown Tulsa to our left. There is downtown Tulsa straight ahead, but we're not visiting Tulsa. We're visiting Tulsa International, guys, and we're going to land at runway 36 left. 36 left is where we're going to be landing. Unfortunately, I don't think my Twitch bot's working. Yep. Unfortunately, my Twitch bot thing isn't working. Unfortunately, the bot for the Sim Toolkit Pro isn't working. Yeah, the BOTK Tower in Tulsa is the bar version of the Twin Towers. Yeah, we're going to be visiting downtown Tulsa Sunday. So you guys are going to check out downtown Tulsa, and we're going to head to Oklahoma City. I'm going to be taking another airplane for that one. That's right, I'm taking their Drifter ultralight for that leg. So try to see me in the Drifter. Okay, we're going to go ahead and slow. Hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. We're going to... Butter that landing. In real life, you don't want to butter the landing, but definitely want a solid up landing. There you go. Perfect. Welcome to Tulsa. Welcome to Tulsa. Tulsa, Oklahoma, guys. Better the landing. So, yeah. And that completes one of our legs for the achievement. The leg 4 and 5 has now been achieved. Look at that, guys. Another leg down in the tiger. Go ahead. Can't find the part. Really? Need it. Just gonna go find somewhere to park. Turn off the engine. You have the Amboy series from Flight Sim. I really recommend it. The only... oh, okay. Hey, you better send me that link. I may want to check that out, because... that's weird. I'm surprised no one ever done more Route 66 scenery. And we're going to part. We're going to part this thing here. Engine. Gonna make sure. Turn off the magnetos. That should turn off the engine. And that's it. Put GPS away. We're going to open the doors. And that's it, guys. How about that for a good stream? So that's it. 4 and 5 have already been done. Should I post the link sign on your Discord? Yes, you can post it in my Discord, Martel. And guys, you should definitely check out the Discord. So guys, that was it. Legs 5 and 6 are now done. Seriously, the raids from... thank you, Sergeant Staff, for the raid. All the new falls from Wardster, Cyrus T, PQ, Agent HD, P. Carl, and Gaming Guard. Thank you guys so much for the follows for today. So, thank you guys so much for this. But before we head off, let me talk about what's going to happen on the next couple of streams. So on Sunday, we actually got we're going to have a flight from Tulsa to Oklahoma City in the Ants Airplanes Drifter. Yes, my favorite ultralight. We're going to be flying the Drifter through Tulsa and into OKC. And then on Wednesday, Oklahoma City to Amarillo, Texas. So prepare to get a big cowboy hat on. We're going to head to Texas. So guys, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you guys so much for the new follows, for all the people flying along, and much, much more. Thank you guys so much as always. And I hope to see you guys on Sunday. And I think we're going to raid Totem Murphy. I'm just going to wait for him to get the green light for his stream. And we're going to raid the Totem Murphy. Sorry, just got a little too excited. If you guys know me. Today he's going to do some big news and much, much more. Yeah, show me the raid to Amarillo, of course. And while there, we might stop at the Big Texan in Amarillo. So we're going to raid the Totem Murphy himself. He's on. So guys, seriously, thank you so much for coming here today. New follows, raid, all the people chatting, flying along. Thank you guys so much. And guys, please stay for the raid. We need as many people here to support his channel. So take care, everyone. Thank you guys so much. See ya.